Welcome everybody to episode 17 of Pocket Edition. Today I'm joined by some familiar faces in Max, and we have Alex from the Let's Play team, and we have a newcomer, your random gamer, or aka Casey, as I believe that's his real name.
It is.
Fantastic. As you guys know, this is the Bite-Sized Podcast. We cover the big topics of the industry, the big talking points, and we like to hopefully try and boil it down into a short, small form factor video for you guys. And today we're talking about Nintendo Labo. We're going to pull that apart for you guys. The good, the bad, I think it's mostly good, except maybe the pricing, but we'll get into that. So what do you guys think? This is obviously, we've been sitting on this for a little while now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Almost already talked about it already, but where do you guys stand on Nintendo Labo? Are you guys Switch owners? Are you Nintendo fanboys? What's the go?
Well, as someone who isn't a Switch fanboy or owner just yet, I still think it's a really cool idea. It's not something that necessarily is marketed towards me. It's not something I probably will ever end up buying. But I know as a child, this would have been something that I would have been a huge fan of. And I know that there's definitely a market out there for this. You know, it's encouraging creativity. It's basically giving us Legos, but with stuff we already have. I understand that the pricing is a little bit high for Nintendo Labo, but to be fair, you're also getting the software, so you're buying that as well. So you're essentially buying a game and the cardboard. But I will say Legos are more expensive than this, and this is something that you get to use your Switch with, so that's cool at least.
See, I was not aware that the game came with it.
Yes.
That's probably why they switched to cardboard, because if they had done anything else, it would have made the price more, because you're paying for that $60 game and then $10 worth of cardboard. Or a $60 game and $20 worth of cardboard when it comes to the robot.
And that's a wrap.
Something interesting about it too is that the projects each come with netting or something like that, so that if some of the cardboard that comes with...
Is it more durable with the netting?
Yeah, a little bit more durable. That's...
No, I don't believe it is, because the netting is I believe the netting is separate or something like that, because in case the cardboard breaks, you can then use it to, you can use it with other cardboard to make your own pieces of it again.
But then duct tape.
I haven't seen it in action. I read about it. I don't really understand what the netting means, but it's there.
I mean, then duct tape's your best friend at that point.
Right.
Yeah, so Casey, you have a Let's Play YouTube channel.
I do.
I'm assuming it's Your Random Gamer.
Yes, it is. I got 50 subscribers right now. Currently trying to get to, I think 1,000 is my goal at the end of the year, which is a big goal for me, but...
Yeah, that's a big goal. You'll get there.
I hope
Nintendo Labo, is that something you'd consider integrating into your channel in some way, shape, or form? What value does that offer you as a content creator for YouTube and a Let's Play gamer in general?
It is something I'm definitely interested in, because I do own a Switch. I am a Switch fanboy. Now, while it is a $60 game, which obviously I have to look at that as a big price point, it is something. I also have 2 kids, so I know they will love it. They'll have a good time. It's a do-it-yourself project with me and my kids, where we can assemble these cardboard contraptions and then play with them. The only thing I'd be worried about in this case is it has the problem of basically the Nintendo accessories. If everyone's familiar with them, especially from the Wii standpoint, we had 17 accessories. 17 of them. And the simple fact that this one has 13 minigames in one trailer alone, yeah, it's just a lot. Some of them look really cool. Some of them, like a bird, look like a next-gen Flappy Bird, maybe. That's the best I can come up with that.
I feel like Nintendo is kind of opening the door with this for potentially a lot more add-ons. So you buy the game, and they release a free expansion, and then bang, your kid wants the extra cardboard packs for $30 or $40, or I don't know. But what we're going to see again is like we saw with the Wii and the Wii U, we had a lot of plastic peripherals that came with the games.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Expensive.
It's not that bad at all.
Yes, the cardboard, I guess, is kind of expensive as well. I'm assuming it would be if it was standalone without the cartridge. But we're opening the door again for a lot of physical shovelware, which is going to take up room and create a lot of clutter. And I think my positioning on this is, I was actually not aware it came with the cartridge. So because it comes with the cartridge, I don't think $69 or $80, whatever it was on their website, that's the ballpark. It's not that bad, not when you factor in the cartridge. I mean, you could argue that, okay, well, this is just a bunch of mini games. Is that worth the full retail price of a game? Maybe not.
For a kid, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. The first kit, yeah, definitely. I think that just comes down to the gamer, the player, who you are as a person. Do you have kids? Are you a big kid at heart? What do you want out of your Nintendo Switch experience? I'm not going to knock anybody if they want to pay that price for a cartridge with 13 mini games, if they're going to love it to death. Everybody dictates their own value on what they want and how much they want to spend. For me, I think it's a reasonable priced product. The only concern for me, again, is the fact that it is cardboard. So yes,
right, because you have kids, it's gonna break easier with cardboard,
exactly.
and well, either you buy another set or you duct tape it to
exactly.
hell.
And at the end of the day, we are paying for that cardboard to some degree. That cost might be masked at the moment because we are getting the cartridge, but if we buy more packs later down the line, standalone cardboard packs, how much mileage are we getting out of that cardboard? How far is our money going? It's great that you love it. It's great that the kids love it, but again, it's cardboard. Is that fair? Is that reasonable? Would we prefer to pay a little bit more for plastic? I don't know. Would they have been
would
better
be the
off?
interesting
Here's
concept.
my pitch. Would Nintendo have been better off releasing Nintendo Labo as a cost price offering? So they sell the cardboard at cost price. You buy the cartridge, then you can just keep buying the cardboard at cost price, or even putting out literally build it yourself. Go down to your Home Depot or Office Works, buy your own cardboard, cut it out, you buy the stencils, or you download them offline, you make your own literally from scratch. Because to me,
I believe you're getting that once you buy the cardboard, once you buy the first pack.
you pop it out, right? Yeah, you pop it all out. Is that correct? So, but I mean, my argument is not so much profiting on Nintendo Labo, but increasing its value proposition as a Nintendo product that targets children and making it overall, it's just, this is another offering that we have that is incredibly attractive.
So
it's
sell
not
it almost at a loss, or not at a loss.
Not at a loss.
Even?
Cover your costs, sell it at cost price, profit on the cartridge and the mini games. But once you have the cartridge and the mini games, just
sales.
Exactly, sell Labo as something that's attractive to children, to big kids, to families. Sell it at cost price, just something else that's attractive to get the ball rolling on selling Switches, which is what it's about.
Right.
Because I mean, as it is right now, what's stopping me from buying the Switch game and then 3D printing what I need and be much more durable, and it'd be cheaper in the long run, actually. Because if you look at the
Yeah, I agree with Max. We would probably, definitely.
That's true.
But you're gonna be seeing people doing this with plastic. You'll see people creating plastic versions and selling them probably online. Mm-hmm. Saying, level up your Labo collection with these plastic stuff. On eBay. You're gonna see everyone's gonna be ripping it off and doing some durable versions. Probably.
They're creating
no pun intended.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit.
So I think the idea is really cool. I just have question marks over the durability and the potential for price gouging down the line past the initial package where you get the cartridge.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, something I do want to mention is the fact that the robot from the second set. Something I noticed in it is how you were playing it. 2 years ago, in December 2016. Nintendo released a patent for VR gaming in some way for the Switch. It almost looks like this is the next step.
Yes.
This is the next step for VR for the Switch. The way they play it.
I have heard rumors and suggestions saying that this is maybe Switch's or Nintendo's take on VR or augmented reality. It probably more falls in line with, which is interesting. So what do you guys think about that, or Alex or Max, considering I've been gobbling up most of the airtime here?
I mean, I'm in the same boat with the issue with the durability. I think that was the first thing I realized. Like, yeah, this is for kids, so it doesn't really matter like whether or not the adults like it. But then I realized it is made out of cardboard, and I'm not sure like if it's going to be a different kind of cardboard, like something with like a coating or something on it to make it a little last a little longer. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, laminate.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna do that, because kids will destroy it. Kids will misuse it. It'll get broken. It'll cost a lot of money just replacing these parts. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, on Nintendo's side, there are some strong cardboard boxes out there. There is a strong way to get cardboard.
Yeah, it's true.
That's very true.
I have like 2 points to make regarding this. First, today was like sort of a press like a press showing of Nintendo cardboard, and I watched a few videos of it. This stuff is just normal cardboard.
Oh,
Like
jeez.
they were playing with it. It literally
Right.
looked like just a box. It's not
It
like.
did look
I
pretty
mean, it's
thin.
somewhat durable, like normal cardboard is. Like normal cardboard isn't like weak, you know. It's somewhat durable. But
Hey, to put it in perspective, you can buy furniture and bedding in cardboard packs.
Yeah.
So cardboard can be
Right.
durable if done right.
Yeah.
exactly, and it's just that standard cardboard. That's what it is. Like it's not anything crazy.
I work at Amazon, so I can tell you that you can have some durable cardboard.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
My job is to run the machine that makes custom boxes.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
You're like
I
a
mean,
Labo
it's-
expert
yeah.
already.
a little bit.
You give Nintendo tips.
Maybe take some cardboard home.
You can email them angrily, like, this is the issue with your cardboard, this is what you need to do. Yeah.
To answer the VR thing, so back it was either like right before or right when the Switch came out, and VR was still a big talking point, more so than it is now. It seems to have kind of stabilized a little bit. Nintendo said they're definitely looking into VR with the Switch, but they're not going to promise or guarantee anything. They said if they can't make it work
Right.
with the Switch, they're going to not do
Which
VR and
it
they're going to
can't.
figure something else out. So I'm going to assume that the Switch just simply isn't powerful enough for VR.
It's absolutely not.
No, it's
So
not.
This is their alternative. This is their solution to VR, and I think it's a great alternative because to me,
It looks like when you play it, it's like the Kinect in a way.
Yeah.
yes,
If I want to go
Yeah,
that
kind
far.
of.
but hopefully
Yeah.
better.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
in the
Oh, yeah.
robot play. But what's
Yeah.
interesting about it as well is that we're saying like cardboard is for the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that because, as we know, Nintendo is always like a family-friendly, synonymous brand and everything. But if you noticed, when they first revealed the Switch, the reveal trailer and everything, there was no kids in those trailers. Like,
No.
always. There's always kids. This time it was directed towards everyone else. It was directed, there was like adults at parties, you know, there's people at bars. This is part of the portable
Yeah.
of it, obviously. Like, kids
Yes,
aren't going
definitely.
anywhere except for sitting in your car. But it was more directed at adults, and I feel like the entire platform this entire time has still been kind of more directed at adults. Like, obviously, yes, kids are just going to jump on it, but just like kids can still jump on a PS4 or Xbox One. I feel like the Switch is being more seen in that light than it is a family-friendly console, even though it can be one. This is putting the Switch in that light as well. This is the first time the Switch is targeting the kids specifically, so now it has all audiences covered again.
Right, right. They're trying to go back to their old roots and get the hardcore gamers back.
Right. Which they
And the
already
fact
did
that-
with the Switch as well, which is
Well, they
amazing.
got to realize your demographic needs to be targeted at people with income.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
and a
Mhm.
$300
If
portable
you-
console.
Yeah,
And now
target
Go ahead.
your buyers that can afford the console, and the kids will naturally come with that. You know,
Right. That's like one of the things I loved about the Switch, and still love about the Switch, is that even though the Joy-Cons, they're $70, but each Joy-Con is a separate controller, so you can budget it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are impressive pieces of hardware.
It's a very clever, slick piece of kit. Absolutely, nobody questions that. It's ingenious. Like, it really is the culmination of probably the last two consoles, being the Wii and the Wii U, come together in a form and shape that actually makes sense. And then that's not even counting the portable 3DS side that they've rolled into. It's absolutely incredible what they've blended into the one machine.
And going back to the cartridge too. That was a good move.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The evolution of the cartridge, it's all come together at the right time to bring us the Switch. The only thing you could argue that could be better on the Switch is perhaps, I've seen a lot of question marks over durability or build quality. The ideas are there, absolutely, but perhaps build quality could be better. And who wouldn't like to have seen a little bit more power? Maybe the Tegra 2.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see like an upgraded Switch. You know, we always get
Absolutely.
like the new 3DS and all that stuff. But I'd say, having handled one myself quite a bit, I'd say the build quality is fine.
I've
Yeah,
seen
it's
I've
nice.
seen a lot of conflicting reports. It's probably people just, people like to be nitpicky.
Oh yeah.
I've had handled one myself. It feels absolutely fine. You just always hear the stories. But yeah, like in terms of more powerful Nintendo consoles going forward, this will absolutely be their next decade machine.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be the Switch as it exists now. Then they'll release almost, and we're talking. This is when they start to print money because they have the R&D done.
Oh, the money's been printed.
How hard is it to drop in Tegra 2? Developers already familiar with developing for the Tegra 1. How hard is it for them going to be all right, well, here's their equivalent of the Nintendo 3DS new, the souped up version, and they keep leapfrogging them with the Tegras or whatever chip is the next successor.
Right.
The idea is that they don't need to change shit from now on, at least for the next, and until the market changes or whatever. This is the hot product at the moment.
The market again.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, the Switch already outsold the Wii U. Like in
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
disgusting. Sorry, Casey, what were you going to say?
No, you're fine. I said the problem with that one is the fact that they tried that when developing the Switch. They're trying to see how much power they can put out. At the same time, keeping it cheap. So, I mean,
Yes.
you saw if the Switch came out for $400 or $500, like, oh my god, the horrible show they would have had?
It would have been filthy because I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, the gamer inside me wishes to have more power, but you could say that about a lot of devices.
Yeah.
In comparison, the power wasn't there in comparison to the PS4 and the Xbox and the PC scene. But
Right.
that's understandable because it's a portable device, and we could say, yeah, they could put in a Tegra 2, but then if you put in a Tegra 2, the price becomes probably
insane.
exceeds the Xbox One and the PS4, and it's still not as powerful.
Nope.
So I think they were right to go with the Tegra 1, as much as we all wanted more power, and it makes sense for them to go with the Tegra 2 and, keep track with the existing market and the power that's, continually charging forward. Just keep pace with it.
Yeah.
This hardware gets cheap so quick. That stuff's going to be
definitely.
so cheap in like a year or two.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Nintendo's never been one for high graphics and high power. They've never been for that,
No.
except back in the N64 days.
Yeah.
During the
And
Bit Wars.
You got to remember as well, Nintendo, they like to make profit on everything they do.
Which
So
they do.
they're not like
Yeah.
Xbox and PlayStation where they'll sell the consoles at maybe a marginal profit or cost, especially cost when it first launches, and then make money on the astronomical amounts of software they move.
Which,
Nintendo
believe
will
it or
make profit.
not, they weren't making a huge profit on the Switch when it first released. The Switch
That's
takes
what
about
I heard, yeah.
it's about $220 to make. So they're making about $80-$85 at best per Switch.
Well, when you look at the Switch, when you look at the Xbox, you look at the PS4, people call them basically PCs in a box all the time. You're looking at GPUs that exist, the chips are taken from existing lines of GPUs and tweaked. Basically, the only difference between an Xbox, a PS4, and a PC is that it's all...
The OS.
Yeah, it's the OS, but everything's grafted onto the one board. It's not like a PC where you buy your GPU, you slot it into the PCI Express slots. It's all on one board. So that's the custom side of the Xbox One and the PS4. But in general, it really is same architecture as a PC, except it's grafted on the one board. That's what I'm trying to get at. But the Switch, that's a different ball game again. Yeah, it's got the Tegra 1, but look at its form factor. There's not a lot that's kind of off-the-shelf parts that are going into it. It's all like R&D that they had to do themselves, which is expensive.
Very.
So definitely, I can absolutely see that piece of hardware being expensive to manufacture, at least, off the bat. Switch 2, when it's the R&D process becomes cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, it's all down pat and they're not changing much, maybe the Tegra chip, then they start to make more money and hopefully we see the price come down eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. Even though the sales have been crazy for the Switch.
Yeah,
I think aren't they set to pass the PS4 in sales if they haven't already?
Not lifetime.
Only yearly and quarterly sales, so
Yeah,
I believe
launch year.
at the moment they've eclipsed the PS4. I think on quarterly sales, when you look at the monthly breakdown, it's surpassing the PS4, which is incredible. That's amazing.
Definitely.
But at the same time, the PS4 itself has slowed down since it's launched as well. So
Everyone has one.
we're 5 years in.
Yeah.
But what's incredible is that it's quite likely, more than likely, come I believe the end of next month, which I believe is the year anniversary since. In March, I believe that's the year anniversary since the Switch launched.
Yes, March.
Is that it's more than likely going to surpass the Wii's first year sales.
Which is amazing.
Likely, which it's ridiculous. Like that's just astounding. Yeah, who would have thought? Hey.
Yep. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Switch ends up passing the PS4 eventually, but that thing's like what, 70k sales or 70 million?
I don't think the Switch itself as a console, being the Switch Tegra 1 itself, will pass the PS4's lifetime cycles. I think we're definitely going to see a Switch 2 or a Switch iteration before it even has a chance to surpass those sales. The lifetime cycles are too short now. We're never going to see anything beat the Wii or the PS2 in sales because the generations are too short, or the generations don't even exist anymore. It's a constant iteration of hardware.
But the PS4 Pro count the same PS4 Pro sales as PS4.
Which is what I was going to say. If you count Switch as an idea, being, let's say we had the Switch 1, the Switch 2, the Switch 3, Tegra 1, 2, and 3, absolutely. It could totally surpass the PS2 and the Wii and the PS4 sales.
But I mean, even then, the Switch is not slowing down at any point right now.
No, it's
No,
doing great.
It's going to be that juggernaut idea. Yeah, which is fantastic.
Oh, it's
good
very
for games,
fantastic.
good for us, good for families. I couldn't be happier that Nintendo's back on their feet and hitting
Oh,
the home runs
definitely.
again, because they do exciting shit. Like when they get it right, it's exciting.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
definitely.
And at least they're always trying. God, I'm still mad about the one in the PS4. They're literally the same thing as last gen. They're the exact
And that's one of the
much.
things.
They're just
That's one of the things with the Labo is that how creative you can be with the new Labo
Exactly.
project.
Yeah.
That's something that's really cool how they're doing that.
Yeah, and there might be a little bit, hey, Nintendo's taking their greedy little cut on the side, but why the fuck shouldn't they?
Yeah, no
They're
kidding.
there to make money. They're a big corporate entity, but at least they're being creative and exciting in the process.
I think that's just Nintendo in general. That's all. That's the way they've always been.
They consider themselves a toy company, aren't they?
That's how they started, yeah.
Toy
That's-
company first, and
That's how they started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, to wrap it up, guys, considering we're getting a little bit off the beaten track,
Yeah.
Labo, exciting, yay.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting where they'll go with it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep, I'm excited to see where they go with it. Yeah, I like the kind of business model of it, to see what kind of avenue they go down. We're going to see more minigame packs release, because I think that would be cool. If they keep releasing minigame packs with the cardboard, and we're not getting fleeced on the cardboard, then they get my big tick of approval.
As long as like there's more than one good mini game. Like there's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
these that I have on this list that the mini is like a bird, a pistol, which I can understand, a camera, a cardboard man. Like I'm gonna play it once and then never play it again.
Yeah, shit like ARMS or something, like that level of minigame would be nice.
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
like that. So, as long as the creativity in the minigames are there and we keep getting those minigames in the new cardboard packs, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so thanks Casey for joining us, mate. Hopefully
Thanks for
we'll get
having
you on
me.
Some more in the future. It's been good chatting.
Good chatting with
Be
you.
sure to check out Casey's channel. Was it Your Random Gamer? Is that the channel, correct, Casey?
That's correct.
Done. He does a lot of Let's Plays. Go help him hit his 1,000 sub count before the end of the year. He'll get there if we help him. In the meantime, though, obviously you can check out Max and Alex. They also have their own channels. You'll find them linked down below in the description. And be sure to check out the GameCast channel, where you'll find a variety of other video game content in the form of news, reviews, podcasts, and other little bits and pieces sprinkled in between, like Game Changer, which is a series that Alex hosts himself.
Yay.
And by the time this episode goes up, sometime during the week, we'll be on the doorstep of our GameCast broadcast, which I might actually cut into this video, the intro for that, which will be hosted on Twitch. So be sure to check us out there as well. And I'll link our Twitch channel down below. But
Hell yeah.
until then, guys, have a good one, and we'll talk in the next episode.
Welcome to today's GameCast broadcast. Today's broadcast is packed with a large variety of unique and original programming that is sure to meet every gamer's entertainment needs, along with some old-fashioned vitamins A and B. You can expect the hottest news of the week, a large variety of opinions, and salt, from GameCast hosts, and some good old-fashioned fun. We have a lot of entertainment in store for you, so grab a Mountain Dew or two and a bag of Doritos, and strap yourself in for the one and only TV for Gamers. This message not sponsored by Mountain Dew or Doritos. In fact, we wish we were sponsored by those guys. We could in fact be rolling into it, not mean cash and literal, so please someone out there sponsor the GameCast Entertainment Network. It means a lot to us, pretty please.
Stay tuned for the news hosted by Insert Name Here. Get yourself in the know on all the latest happenings in the gaming world, be it good, be it bad, be it something that makes me very, very salty.